User, shout out JG, USP, the Dalai Lama. Hey. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, do you think I don't see you? Hey, fuck yeah.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 19th, correct? Yes, I believe so. Hopefully that is the right date. I got an awesome podcast with me today, and I'm going to tell you about one sponsorship, and then we're going to get into some events, and you guys can meet my guest after that. But first, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Detelj's Barbershop and Emporium, located at 6 Kirby Road in Cromwell, Connecticut, exit 21 off of I-91. Detelj specializes in all types of men's haircuts and hot shaves. Services are available by appointment only, which can be made conveniently online at DeMichele'sBarbershop.com. That's DIMICHELES barbershop.com, or by calling 860-502-3540. Gift cards are available in any denomination. Remember that one because it is Christmas, motherfuckers. And they also offer my personal favorite, their own water-soluble pomade. So go get a fresh cut, a clean shave, and an awesome product, and tell them Ben sent you. Detelj's Barbershop and Emporium, responsible barbering. And remember, if you can't get a seat with Eli, you can always call, and Brandon takes the walk-ins. Now we have a couple events that we're going to talk about. Oh, yes. The Holiday Mixer at 1477. 1477 Park Street, Hartford, Connecticut. Come hang at Parkville Sound's newly renovated studio. Originals video series, The Parkville Sessions, streaming on the live big screen. Festive lights and music. Idlewild Printing invites you to check out their screen printing studio. Come see how it's done. One-of-a-kind merchandise for last-minute holiday shopping. Live screen printing. Join Patrick Carroll in an inside view of the laser engraving studio and learn about the process. Beer from Hog River Brewing Company. Light snacks provided. Feel free to bring your favorite dish. Darts, musical chairs, pin the nose on the reindeer, and other fun activities. All ages. Your invite comes with a 1+, and please RSVP. That is the Holiday Mixer at the studios at 1477 Park Street, and that's going to be on 12/22/17. That's Friday. All right, and one last one. My boy Ryan Adams. Seasons Sleazings with Night Bitch. Free show. Saturday, December 23rd at Scotty O'Boyle's in Meriden. CT's Sons of Sleaze return to Scotty O'Boyle's in Meriden to hang mistletoe from their dingalings and stuff yo stockings, baby. Extra good if you be wearing them fishnets like you know he likes in the night for free. Oh, it says Night Bitch. For anybody that doesn't know, that is my friend Ryan's like black metal band. I really like the flyer because it's like a hot woman with like a piece of fur only going over her butt crack, and it looks like a hungry wolf is either about to have sex with her or eat her. Look at that. That shit's kind of hot. Like, I was looking at that today and I was like, that's a really good drawing. Like, that's a like hot lady about to get either eaten or just make love to a fucking mean wolf.
I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a friend here that I've been friends in the Hartford community for a long time now. My friend, Mike Detelj.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, hot wolves.
Let's
bitch.
Let's talk. Well, we were just talking, and I wanted to save this for the actual podcast. So you spell your last name Detelj.
Yeah.
So what is that? Like, let me guess. Is that's got to be something a little bit maybe Armenian, Arabic, maybe Lithuanian?
Nope.
Where is it?
Croatian.
So that is Lithuania
Lithuania
is almost there. Yeah.
So like
Eastern European.
I'm confused because I've been told. Actually, I don't know. No, now I'm confused because I'm Filipino and I'm Italian.
Okay.
But why is my last name Croatian?
Somebody just like somebody never gave it up. You had so many like males or females marrying into the name that that never changed. You got a great grandfather somewhere with that last name.
And so then the other question is am I like Italian and is Filipino? What's the word here? Is it Asian or Pacific Islander?
So Filipino is, to my understanding, like a half is like it's like back in the day when all the continents were moving together. It's part Asian person, part Spanish Latin person. So they're like the Mexicans of Asia.
Yo, that's crazy because I've been called for years. I've been called Mexican. Like,
see, now it all makes sense because I never knew that about you, and now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like now I can put it together.
For my whole entire life, I've been made fun of in the sense
Fuck
of like
that.
like you're not white, you're Mexican, but then like. But I'm Asian. And my mom was like, you could put yourself down as Asian if you want.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Pacific Islander, any of that shit.
Whatever that is, or whatever. And then you got the whole Italian thing.
My brother, his girl is half Filipino, and my niece is now like, yo, you throw a little bit of Filipino in there, and I don't care what the fuck you look like. You could be ugly as fuck. You're gonna have a cute baby. Like my niece, I hate to be biased, but she's one of the most beautiful children I've ever seen. So like you're gonna.
There we go.
You're gonna.
I've been saying I think
you're gonna be all right.
I think I'd have a nice looking child.
Yeah, you got some good genes.
I think so.
You do.
My dad was a pretty attractive man, from what I hear. I mean, I've seen him, but like he's not here anymore. But my mom. My friends still hit on her, so like. Do
you hate that or think it's funny?
I've never hated it. I've been that guy. Like my mom has married like 3 times. The second stepdad really was the most like there. He's still in my life. Bought him a Christmas present. Got you $75 gift card. It's like, I don't know what the hell you buy anymore.
I hope he doesn't hear this. You spoiled the gift.
It's all right. He knows, whatever. Anyways, but I used to have my friends who hit on her, or like would rank on me all day for like having a good looking mom, and I'd like bring them, and then when they were in the car, just me and him and them, I'd be like, oh yo, Danny, that's his name. I'd be like, yo, this dude wants mom, you know, like, and he'd just be like, same.
I had like maybe like 1 or 2 friends when we were younger that had like hot moms, and they would get bummed.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Pissed.
Like
the kid, like our friends, we'd be like, "Yo, your mom's hot," and they'd be, "Don't fucking say that, dude."
I still have a friend or 2 that are like that, and like I'm like,
it's kind of a compliment.
It's like, come on, man, that's your mom. like you're my guy. Just let me have this moment.
Let me do me. Well, fucking. So. Let's get the backstory on Mike Detelj.
Let's get it.
I met Mike probably close to 10 years ago. 8 years ago, maybe?
I think 8.
Probably about 8 years ago. Through the thing is, we were going to hardcore shows at the same time, but I didn't really know who you were.
Yeah, plus I looked wild.
You were like way younger.
Yeah.
And then I met you in the hip hop scene.
Yeah.
And playing shows, and like you, what the fuck was your
Details?
It was you and that dude Rob
Holcomb. Yeah, that was DNH, Details and Holcomb.
What's he do now?
I don't know.
He was like I like that dude's style because he was always
great.
He rapped, but he looked like he was like a Mongol biker.
Yeah, dude, yeah, he was crazy. Rob, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's living out in Farmington with his girlfriend. We haven't really done anything together in a few years. No hate or anything, no anger towards that. It's just I think we both went our separate ways. He doesn't rap anymore. He's doing some.
I think I saw him doing acoustic guitar on his Facebook.
And it makes more sense, I guess. But he was a really good rapper, so it's like...
He's kind of like Everlast, but he has like a grittier voice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he actually has
I see what you're saying, though, when you say that.
He actually has like... He knows how to play the guitar and make like a song. Like an actual like... It's not country, but he's singing like some like down on your luck, gritty like country shit.
He's always been like that. We had
It's cool. I like it.
We had this album we made. We both made the beats for and everything, and that was his like, as far as I remember, his first year ever even producing. He got the program, and then he just started like playing, and like we would both just like be like, let's do this.
Self-taught producer.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best.
And he has friends like Jesse, a couple other friends that are really good musicians. Like this one kid, Jesse, like you would love him because he's like a one-man metal band and like plays
love
everything.
Shit like that.
Yeah, he's
I
like
fucking
that.
Love shit like
really
that.
good, Jesse Matson. And I think Rob was just surrounded by like his friends and stuff that were similar to him, and it like really rubbed off.
I remember you guys were playing like a show at Sully's, and I just remember like actually stopping and watching because you dudes were losing it.
Yeah,
you were basically moshing and screaming, but it was like you were rapping, and I was like, wow, these kids kind of do what I do, because I get yelled at for being loud. Like, you ever go into like record a song and the person that's recording you is telling you to not be so loud? Don't you hate that?
It depends because I'm not doing it anymore, but like I do it in my own, like in a way where I
moved out of it. Chum was the first person that never really talked shit. He would just adjust. All the other people I recorded with for years would be like, "Don't yell so much. Don't yell so much." And I'm like, "Dude, this is how it's coming out of me. Like, I'm passionate."
Because now if you look at what's popping right now,
they're all doing that.
Yeah. And like it pisses me off.
We missed
like,
the wave.
Oh my god, we'll talk about that later. But like, we didn't miss the wave. We invented it and then got yelled at it for it. Fuck that.
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Oh my god. But no, it's I've been there before. Got through it.
But today you are a member of the Uzu crew.
You know, I've been trying to figure out, like, is Uzu or Yuzu? Like, myself, like, I've heard both, and I just, like, heard both be accepted. I say Yuzu.
So
I don't know what it stands for. Don't even ask.
In my professional opinion, it's spelled O-U-Z-O, or what is it? U-Z-O-O.
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 Yeah,
okay.
U-Z-O-O.
Okay. So the reason I say Uzu is because Yuzu, Y-U-Z-U, is an Asian citrus fruit.
I've heard this, and I think you put it on your you had it in your fridge one time. You had a sauce or something.
Yeah. I had
What's in my fridge?
I had the yuzu hot sauce from Trader Joe's.
And I was like, what?
So I was like, all right, it doesn't got a Y, so I'm not gonna say why. But I've never heard anybody like actually like define and say this is the name. Like, you know what I mean?
It's funny that you say you don't call it yuzu because of that reason. Because then, Sartorius.
Yep.
He also has been known to call it uzu, and now, after seeing his Instagram stories a lot and him cooking, it makes sense because he probably knows what yuzu sauce is.
Yeah, it's
and so like
we know the word yuzu, so we would say something else. You could call it whatever the fuck. It's your goddamn rap band, rap group.
Yeah.
You could go by two names. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
I'm down.
How many members are in the Uzu/Yuzu crew?
I think there's like 11 or 12. Hold on, what do we got? We got Crispy, Ty Hooks, Gary Nolan, Sloth, Jaden, me, Joey, Parker,
Chris.
Q. Parker was Chris.
Yeah.
I feel really bad if I'm fucking. Oh, Brooklyn. He's like the newest dude in it. So that's 10 right there.
And John in it? Create?
Oh yeah, Create.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything.
You guys pretty much are just interchangeable. Whoever's around to play the show that day.
Pretty much how it's turned out to be. I think
I love shit like that.
Yeah, we imagined it differently. I think after we did this whole like last year and a half really hardcore together. And now I think we're all just taking a step back to work on our own personal like musical aspects or whatever's going on in our lives.
That's the beauty of like a crew like that. Like it's like, I hate to use the fucking analogy, but like Wu-Tang. So you got these 11 core members.
Gary's gonna flip when you hears that. But no, it makes sense.
11 core members, but 3 of them can go off and make an album, and the next year these other 3 guys can. That's what the fuck me and Tim were doing back in the day. Tim Wiggins.
Yeah.
The Misery Crew was like 12 dudes at one point. Shit. And then like really 3 or 4 of them got serious about rapping.
Who was
it? There was me, Tim Wiggins,
I remember that song, Bad Apples.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did that. That was like, I'm talking when we first started in like 97.
Yep.
So it was me, Tim Wiggins, this dude ISO, this dude, our friend Mike Gaddy was in it. Our friend Mike Fienza, and his rap name was Mike Forensics. We had this dude Jake the Snake. We had this dude Teal. We had my boy Sheen, my boy Skelsky. His name was MC Sheen, and pretty much it was the four. There was a couple other guys. There was our friend Mickey. I can't remember. Like now, I'm trying to think of everybody's. Everybody had like 10 different rap names. Like you would interchange them throughout the years.
Yeah.
But
like today.
But the people that were really like stuck with it were like me, Tim, Josh, and then fucking Mike, and then the whatever. But then like Mike opened up a garage and he like turned into a family man. Tim did the same thing. He's got like an army of kids, but he still raps. You know what I mean? And then that, you know, I get it. Like I know, like, because there'd be days where I wouldn't be around and they'd like record a song and I'd be all mad, like fear of missing out. But then I'd go record a song with one of them, and then the rest of them be like, oh shit. So you could like interchange. Like I love shit like that. Like I love like the Autobots.
I think some stuff is going on like that. I mean, we're all pretty like to ourselves too until it comes to, like, it's surprising because like we'll play a show together. Joey usually pulls it all together, and then it's kind of like once we're there together, it's kind of like we've seen each other every day.
Do you guys practice together?
We used to. That was I think when we were first coming up with a few songs. We wanted to play our first shows and be really strong. But now like everybody knows each other's energy pretty much well enough, and everybody knows like the songs.
The songs, yeah.
Like so, like there's really no need to get. It's not like a band, and I'm so thankful for that because like you were in hardcore bands ever? Were you in bands? Yeah.
I played bass.
Yeah, so I did guitar and vocals, and that shit was a nightmare. But I stopped doing it because I hated like dealing with other people on that level of like responsibility.
Like the thing about like
I'm to blame too.
You could get together and like rehearse your fucking verses for like a rap show.
Yeah.
And you could also do it alone at your house.
Yeah.
But like if you're in a band, everybody's got to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't.
And it's like once you start getting older, like, and dudes got like other things going on, unless you're all in a committed, okay, we're just gonna do this. Nobody has a job, nobody has a girlfriend, and we're gonna fucking do this band, and that shit don't happen anymore.
It's crazy, man. That's exactly why I stopped doing like the band thing. I would love to like be in a hardcore band again, but I don't know. I can't rely on anybody anymore.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. It's just like I want to work so hard on things that I love to do and nobody else wants to.
Do you ever do any one-man stuff?
I used to. I haven't. I like, for a while people start like Joey, my friend Zach, a few people start calling me Shia LaBeouf because like
you do look like a little bit.
Well, the looking thing is one thing, but like then like I kind of just one day got really snobby and was like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time doing anything that's not on the level that I want it to be. So the one man thing, like,
that's not snobby.
It's not snobby, but at the same time, like, I feel like, you know, the people you care about that you're around, like, that are doing it will look at you differently after saying stuff like that.
Or they're gonna match your fucking shit and do the same thing.
It's up to them, and it's nothing against anybody, but like I've just been one of those people that's like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this.
Dude, growing up, like, how old are you?
27. I forgot. 27.
Are you 27?
I think I'm 27.
When was your birthday?
89, October 14. Am I 28 or 27? I forgot.
You gotta be. I think you're 27.
27.
Let's
just say I'm 27. I'm pretty sure I'm
27. So
28,
like,
but 27.
We'll go with it. Like, back in the day, like, we would all get together. I would do something in a band or do something with like our fucking rap shit. And you get to a point where like there's people that are doing it for a hobby, and then there's people that want to do something to it with it. And you're just like, you don't want to be a hack.
Right.
So you don't want to put out bullshit. Right. And then you get to a point where like people want to work with you, and they're like, yo, let me give you this beat, or yo, let me get on this song with you. And you're not being a dick by saying no.
Right. Exactly.
You're just protecting your like brand.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if
even if it's not like even existent to anybody else, like, you know, if you're taking it seriously, you're already like mentally making steps to put it out there.
Yeah.
When the time comes. And that's where it's at, like where I've been at the past couple years. So like Yuzu was good for me because I was already at that phase before Yuzu about doing the solo stuff. Like I was turning down shows and shit that Joey was offering and other people were offering. And then,
nah, Joe, I'm good.
Yeah, and then Joey was like, "Yo, I got this great idea." And so we did that, and I enjoyed it. And now we're just at a point where, like, I think everybody's just trying to write new material and figure out what the next step is for anybody in general.
Yeah.
And so now I'm back at that stage where it's like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. And it's nothing against anybody. It's kind of just.
Well, that's the fucking beautiful freedom of being an adult.
Yeah.
You don't gotta fucking do shit with anybody that you don't want to.
I really like it, but I hate it at the same time, like the whole adult thing.
Even shit that people like, there was like a couple years where like I was actually making a lot of music, and people would reach out to me and be like, "Yo, like we want to get you on a verse, and we'll pay." And even in the face of getting paid, like I knew,
like, no.
yeah, because I knew that it wasn't a good look for me.
Yeah.
Not that they sucked or anything, but my vibe didn't go with what they were doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I've dealt with that a couple times, but
You're
I don't
young.
know. Am I young?
You are
know,
young.
Not in today's freaking musical world. I'm
Well,
like,
no, dudes
in my
are
head,
doing.
I got like 2 years
Well,
left.
yeah, there's a lot of people doing shit way younger than you, but still, like,
Yeah.
there's a fucking vast spectrum. There's dudes making fucking music from like 17 up to 45 as far as rapping, and like some people are better than others. You know what I mean? And it's
Shout out Eminem.
it's just like
Stop. Please.
Dude needs to just stop.
Stop.
I heard an actual Eminem song on the radio the other day, and it's just like really weird because it's just like a beat and him just like yelling, like he's like yelling at his kid, like
That's his thing now. Oh,
I don't get it anymore. He was nasty when I was like back in the day when I first started getting into hip hop.
Yep.
And he was like a battle rapper
before like the Slim
before
Shady shit.
everything.
Because that, yeah, you probably knew him like back then when he was facing like Juice.
I would go. He would come and go to like Scribble Jam, and he would like battle dudes there.
Yeah,
and that's when he was like at his prime, and then he fucking got found out. But like, what is it? Like 20 years later now?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've recently, for the past couple years, I've been ranking on him hard, like to my friends, and like
Dude,
I got a couple friends.
You ever
that
see
are
the
just, like,
meme?
still supporters.
You ever see the meme of him with the glasses and like the bandana, and it just says like, when your drunk Uncle Mark shows up late for like Christmas dinner because he beat someone up at the bar the night before for playing 2 Limp Bizkit song back to back. Or my boy sent me the other one, and it just says above it, Earth Crisis.
Earth Crisis. No, I have not seen that.
Oh, yeah.
The only one I just recently saw was the one where he's like in Stan music video, and he's like sitting, he's like thinking really hard, and it's like, come on, Marshall, what? And it's like talking, it's him writing the mom's spaghetti line, but he keeps on thinking of other vegetables or like what other things first. He's like,
the mom's spaghetti shit turned into a huge joke over the last couple
he's
years.
even doing it like he's got pop-up shops for his new album, and he's offering mom's spaghetti at the pop-up shops.
That's kind of like genius. I don't get mad at him for that.
He dropped the ball on the whole I don't know if you kept up to date with his
The Trump diss?
No, before that. That's a whole nother story, but actually it might have been after that, but he started doing this weird ad campaign. I don't know if you were aware. So like for his new album, it got discovered from this like weird little campaign he started doing about like some white dude was like talking about like, get this medicine to like da 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 da, but it was a made up like disorder that the medicine was treating. And then like you looked at like little things and the visuals and shit, like the backwards E, and like it kept on talking about call a doctor and like music
it was
to my
like,
ears.
It was like a drug commercial you'd see on the commercial.
It was like if you like wanted to take it, they wanted you to take antidepressants, it would like be a commercial for something like that. And
side effects include death,
exactly,
dying,
stuff like that,
diarrhea.
So what I just read in the past day or two was it would have been better But this is why it failed in my head, is because Saturday Night Live was supposed to be airing the commercials that he had, but they were too on point. People would have thought it was real.
Oh.
And so, like, that was key. Like, I only found out because Instagram and, like, Twitter, and, like, had I heard, like, news channels and, like, Saturday Night Live were talking about it, it would have been a stronger campaign for your album, which, sorry, sucked. But
Yeah.
his new album
Was he
ass.
on Saturday Night Live at any point? I don't see him being a funny dude. He's so, like, serious and, like, he's just, like, not a jokey guy. I don't think he was.
I don't think he was on any recent Saturday Night Live.
If anything, he just was there to play, like, the band at the end.
He didn't even do that.
I don't even think he did that.
I think he's waiting to do that probably by this point. But we should just, like, address the fact that in today's day and age, Eminem's humor is not funny anymore.
I don't think he was ever, like, the
Back
bass.
in the day, as a 14-year-old, it was hilarious.
Well, the shit that he said in his songs. Yeah.
But him
Like,
himself was always a very serious, and I've always respected him as a very serious artist up until, like, now, like, you have too many fucking yes men.
yeah.
Like, just stop. Like, or if you like, what I want to, like, say is, like, you got all these artists that are like, oh, Eminem, like, yeah, he's the greatest rapper. Like, The Game still says to this day, Eminem's the greatest rapper. Royce, Eminem's the greatest rapper. Kendrick is like, yeah, gotta respect Eminem, yada. But if you really respected this person, as I respect people, you would tell that person when they're doing something ass.
But the thing is, like, on their level, those dudes deal with huge egos, and they don't have people around them telling them that songs suck. That's why.
It's crazy.
You're a humble young person, and
crazy.
your
And
boy
I'm
could
not
be
even-
like, yo, Mike, that song was trash.
Yeah.
And you'd probably go and tweak it and, like, figure it out. They're not doing that on that level.
It's fucking stupid.
Fuck, I was just about to bring something up that you said about, and I fucking lost it. God damn it.
Medicine. Saturday Night Live. Ass respect.
Oh, wait, no. So you were talking about the best rapper. Who do you think the best rapper is today?
Oh, damn.
The end of 2017. Who's rapping the best?
Honestly, I'm not even going to be able to put it on somebody because, like,
Or who, in your mind, who do you think is your favorite that you
My
like the most
favorite-
right now?
my favorite still is probably Schoolboy Q.
Everybody really liked him for a long time. He still has a lot of fans.
Now he still has a lot of fans, and he's I follow him every day, like, on Instagram. It's really funny watching him just be a human, and then, like, in the middle of being a human, go be a god on stage, and then, like, walk off and just go to the studio.
He's pretty huge.
He's and so, like, I respect him as a person, and I don't even know him, but, like, I've been saying for, like, the past 2.5 years, like, I'm gonna be your best friend. Like, I'm gonna be your best friend, and I'm gonna be, like, laughing my ass off at the stupid shit you do because it's hilarious every day. Like, me and my girlfriend talk about it. Like, we'll be like, oh, did you watch his story today? I don't know why. Maybe because he's just, like, a humble dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's literally just, like, he earned what he has. He takes care of his daughter. And that's what I respect the most is, like, I don't know his life, but, like, he's got a daughter. His whole Instagram story is him, like, going to her soccer games. And
He's just a good dad.
Yeah. And, like, making fun of her. And
And
she's,
he's
like, yelling
younger
at-
too.
I think he's probably my age.
Yeah, he's not 30 yet, I don't think.
So Schoolboy Q is overall my favorite. Like, he's a good inspiration to me.
Cool.
But
My favorite rapper right now, and probably for the whole year, has been Black Thought.
oh, dude,
Talk about
Sloth
a dude.
was telling me, like,
Talk about
his
a-
freestyle he released is, like, godlike. He
I
said,
just-
like, it literally touched every bar you could think of.
The dude's just amazing. He's just smart as hell. And every feature he jumps on, like, he'll do, like, a song with Ghostface. He'll do this. He'll do that. He's always got, like, the smartest verse that's also hard as fuck. Like, that's what you need to be cool in hip hop today. Like, you got to know what you're talking about. You
Yeah.
got to actually make your rhymes fun and, like, your, like, cadence and, like, the way you jump around good, like, your actual, like, what's rolling off your tongue.
Yeah.
And then you just got to be real. Like, you can't be, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, if you say you're going to punch somebody in the face, like, do it. Like,
Yeah.
don't say you're going to do it and not do it.
Exactly.
Like, say what you mean. And, like, think that dude he's my favorite right now. He's
fire.
he's awesome.
And that goes back to why I don't like Eminem anymore. Because if you listen to old Eminem, he was very in the pocket and just, like, comfortable.
Yeah.
And now he's very, like, staccato and, like, pit it, like I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
And, like,
it's not. It doesn't make like the cadence doesn't make any sense. Like the first one's not like it's not like he's trying to match the same thing together. He's just going off and making this syllable rhyme with that syllable just out of
doesn't care
nowhere.
what the word is or the bar or anything.
And yet every motherfucker will be, yo, he's the best rapper alive.
You know, and the only people I don't hate to bring this up because like it pisses me off, but like white people love him. And like Vince Staples is one of the realest in the game because he's the only one I've seen on his level publicly come out and been like, this is unacceptable. Do you like Vince Staples?
I do like Vince Staples.
Real
I think
dude.
He's really cool.
Real dude. Another dude I wish I knew personally because like on a level of just like humble and real, I think he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I love Kendrick too, but like I don't think, you know, Kendrick. I expect somebody at that level to just tell other people when to fucking do something right.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of dude I am, and my friends hate me for it. And like, I get in fights with my friends.
That
But,
shit puts you past the rest of everybody. You know what I mean? Oh, I just made a loud noise. Oh my god. What's in the works? You got any fucking music you're working on right now?
So, I've been recording like I don't know if I should call it an album. It's different these days because like albums, there's been a lot of talk recently. I watch Everyday Struggle. I don't know if you do, but it's a great it's Joe Budden, DJ Academics, Nadeska, and they talk about like current events in hip hop.
The Complex fucking show. Yeah.
And I really like Joe Budden. And I really
saw somebody wearing a shirt the other day
Fuck
just
Joe
said
Budden?
"Fuck Joe Budden."
Yeah. It's the new cool thing to do is hate the wisest person on a show. But
The funny thing is, I think I was talking to somebody about this. I was recently talking to somebody about this. I'm having deja vu right now because we were talking about this on the podcast maybe a few months back.
Yeah.
It's like he's the epitome of the dude that knows how to stay in the spotlight to remain relevant. That whole shit with the Migos that he did.
Yo, that's an iconic moment, and it's still going on these days. I don't know if you've been aware, but like they released a new mixtape called Quality Control with Lil Yachty, a bunch of features, Gucci Mane, Young Thug.
Did he hate it?
And well, I don't think they talked about the actual mixtape. They talked about one song on there where it's called Ice Tray. And it's like, Ice Tray the gang. If a hating call him Joe Budden. And like the whole thing, now they have a music video coming out with Joe Budden and like an Everyday Struggle crew look-alike. And supposedly like they're choking out Joe Budden. And like they've only helped to make this guy a cultural icon.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
great because
it's like one of those things is like it's kind of like what Kanye did before he got big. He was just being like a prick and everybody talked about it and it blew him up to what he is today.
And so like Joe kind of went on that way, but he's not even being a prick. It's just like
he's being him.
He's being him, and what he says from his perspective makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And
he's just like an old school, like he's not such an old school purist rapper, but he's not today's rapper. He's kind of in the middle, and that's why he gives his 2 cents.
Yeah.
And it'll piss off today's youth.
Yeah,
you
and
know
he's
what
got
I mean?
enough clout behind him from the past to like be able to say these things.
People know who he is.
Yeah.
People know Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
People know fucking pump it up.
Yeah. Shit like that. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so they were talking about like albums or whatever, and like what an expectation for an album is. But so like I have a project that's like I think 8 songs with some like it's a concept. So there's intervals in it of like voicemails from my mother and like a conversation I recorded of us. And there's no real title or anything, but it's like a pretty deep project. But I'm having a problem trying to figure out like if I should continue calling it a project and release it as a whole, or with the way that things are going on now, because this 2018 coming up, me and a few of the other guys are just like really focused on ourselves, and like we have a sound separately from each other, but like we all have the same ambition to just work together and make this year important finally for us. And so we're wondering if this day and age, is it worth being an unknown artist releasing an album or like multiple songs at once, or is it better to release your strongest songs first with a visual to a publicist that you pay to like get out there and like really make those like first connections for you. And it's just like a weird position to be in because we're like students of the art of it on a whole different level in our heads than some of the people around us that are already popping off nothing.
It's really tricky right now to release music.
Especially with the streaming shit. Like
personally, like me and Chum are working on a project for me. Like well, it's all him on the production, but I think, and I've seen another friend of mine do this, and it's where if you have all your outlets set up, like your iTunes, your Spotify, and all that shit, dudes are putting out, they're taking their 12, 10 song album and they're releasing a song a month.
Yeah.
And then boom, by the time you almost forget about it, here's a new one. This one's got a video. Fucking shit's hot. Cool. Play it for a month. Start to forget about it. Bang, another one. You know what I mean? You go putting out a 10, 12 song album right now and expect people to like buy it off Bandcamp for like $7.99.
Ain't gonna happen.
Only your true friends and people that really want to support you are gonna get it. You're not gonna appeal to all them other people. And it's not like back in the day where like you had an A&R and you had like somebody that you could put your music through to give it to the fucking radio station, and you play that one single, that one dope song that made everybody want to buy the album in a store. It's so strange right now, and I really do think in this day and age, every single thing you do must be kind of like attached to a visual.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking.
Like, or at least 50% of it.
So bringing it back to that, like the songs on the project, when it comes time to me wanting to release anything and like gear up towards like releasing any project, I'll probably do visuals for those songs. But in the meantime, I think you could expect like random songs that like have no attachment to any project that just kind of show like I'm working.
Yeah.
And that like
I'm not done
like,
yet.
listenable.
Yeah.
Like and all that stuff, and hopefully, like I won't release anything I don't think is good enough to be released anymore.
Totally like don't. That. Yeah,
I've
don't.
taken the past few years off just to like not off, but I've taken the past few years from releasing my solo stuff to really study what's going on, watch some of my friends who have made it, lose some connections, gain some connections, just feel out everything and just be myself. And now like I'm 10 years in on studying this craft, and now I'm at that point where I'm like, I could do this better than so-and-so. I don't care like about the people around me anymore as much as I care about the fact that I learned how to do this and now I can do it.
True. Like for me, it's like this podcast. Like some episodes get thousands of downloads. Some get 200.
Right.
I don't even look at the numbers no more because it bums me out.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a real good one, and then if the next one's not good, I have an expectation, and I've let myself down. And this is new to me. Like I've always like recorded music and made music, but this is a different outlet. But like this has made me look at it in a way that I don't give a fuck who's listening, but I'm gonna do it until I'm bored of it.
Right.
And I'm going to go back to that thing I was going to say before. Like, all right, say I got this song. I want to put it out. If I don't have a visual attached to it, I will have like an artist make like a picture for the single.
Yeah.
Like whatever the name of the song is, with like some weird shit around it, just so it always will stick in your head. Like you can't just put a song, yo, Ben's got this new song called fucking Podcast.
Yeah.
And there's nothing attached to it. You know, it's just a song. Who the fuck wants to search for a song that has like no visual connection to it? It's strange, man, and it's only gonna get stranger.
Yo, it's gonna be weird in the next few years, especially with like SoundCloud's just lasting like as long as it can. I don't know if you followed all that, but like they've been on their way out for a while now.
Yeah, it's not a popular platform anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's got its popular artists, but like it just doesn't.
And
work
dudes
well.
have blown up off of it.
Chance,
but it's just
Lil
like
Pump, Lil Peep.
It's just like it's just like having a mixtape. Like you got to tell people about it.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And honestly, now this is crazy, and like I don't want to say anything reckless here, but some of the artists that maybe have popped in the past year that were like found on SoundCloud might have popped because they were plants by SoundCloud that they boosted themselves, maybe to save themselves.
Oh, so you think SoundCloud
like,
had a say in it?
So what if
That's some conspiracy.
What
I
if
love
like
it.
SoundCloud's like, yo, we're dying, find something new and popular and just fucking like just explode it and only like make
and like give them more like plays than they thought, and just to get
or
people to
some
look
shit
at it
like that.
So all right, I get what you're saying. So like you find this trash artist who's kind of got some good songs, and they start like
not even trash artists. He doesn't even need to be trash.
Or somebody that's got a moderate plays, like people that he's got a buzz, but then SoundCloud goes in and just starts pumping them and making commercials about them and
like
what
if SoundCloud reached out to this dude and was like, we want to help you get to the next level because we see you and we hear you and we're like, this is different, this is gonna like bam, it's gonna catch on right now real quick, it's gonna like fuck up the whole record industry, like labels won't know what to do because SoundCloud's now here with like artists of their own, and like
it's just like Netflix. They got TV shows of their own.
Yeah, yo, and Netflix TV shows and shit are fucking way better than TV.
And they're good.
Yeah.
You got to figure, like, all these outlets need to do shit to stay relevant. Yo, what you just said there, I don't think that's very conspiracy. I think that's
it's just a business
It's
move.
Definitely something that's probably happened.
And like, even it's different with certain artists, like Chance the Rapper, who supposedly has a background of money in his family through somebody, but he's very, very close to SoundCloud as well. I don't know, there's a bunch of artists that like just kind of popped off SoundCloud that are like, why did you pop off SoundCloud? Bryson Tiller, I think, was off SoundCloud at first.
Yep.
And it kind of sucks for him because like his newest album just
I haven't listened to much of him.
Do you like R&B? R&B this year was like probably on point, way more on point.
I'll listen to R&B if it's like popular on the radio, or if I hear a song that I really liked, I'll go find the whole album on like Spotify and like sift through it.
There was some amazing R&B this year that wasn't really on the radio. A couple of the artists were on the radio, like SZA.
Yep.
You know her. Daniel Caesar is on the radio a couple of times, featured maybe. Her, which is an acronym. I don't even know anything about her, but
I've heard of that. No,
I
I've definitely
literally
heard of that.
fucking on my way here had her song on repeat, and Avenue. The song Avenue was on repeat. I love that. Who else? I mean, all Rihanna's features always make me happy. I love Rihanna. Like, these are mainstream artists, but I don't know who's low key. That's my boy. Just like will play this shit, and he's on point with it. I don't know, but I really liked R&B this year more than hip hop. I think I can't really name a hip hop album that I really enjoyed. Besides, yo, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but Kodak Black, Project Baby 2 is in my top 5 albums, mixtapes or whatever of the year, and like that dude is amazing. He's a
maniac.
Is he though?
He's a total maniac.
You see, I can't really say much, especially because my sister has recently become like friends or something ever since going to a show. Like, they talk, supposedly. I don't know if they're still talking, but
your sister keeps in touch with Kodak Black himself?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And like, my girlfriend hates me for telling her to keep doing that because like my girlfriend's like, he's got history. And your sister's white, and I'm just like, nothing's proven. But like, I'm not even getting in that battle. But I really enjoyed. He just grew on me, especially watching him, just do his thing, and like everybody laughing at him because like of the way he talks and stuff. But
yeah,
then, like,
he's like.
He's very about his like culture and where he's from.
Yeah, but he seems a little slow, and that's why people hate on him.
So you see, he seems it, but once you like look at what he's saying and hear what he's saying, and like if you could relate to him, it's just a whole different level.
Like, hearing him rap is one thing, but I bet you if you got the lyric sheet in front of you and read it, you'd be like, "Whoa!" Like, he's like really saying some shit here.
Yeah, and then also the on Everyday Struggle recently, they had an interview with Jeezy. You know Jeezy.
Yeah.
And that dude, like, I didn't know much about Jeezy at all, but like it was a breakdown of like so much. But he got to this point where he's talking about Kodak Black and how Jeezy's all about helping the community, and he's like, had an A&R position for a while, and he saw Kodak got arrested. Kodak supposedly never met him or anything in his life. Jeezy fucking found out where he lived, flew down, went to his house, walked in his bedroom, and was like, yo,
Let's go.
Like, you gotta cut the shit out, I'm gonna help you. And, like, that's crazy.
That is cool. Like, that's some dream.
Somebody like Jeezy, too, like, that's just, like, kind of, like, iconic.
Yeah.
Like, who could say, like, yeah, Jeezy flew down to
my house,
walked in
told me to
room.
get my shit together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Rick Ross had a great album this year.
I think, like, I don't know. Rick Ross is kind of there have been some Rick Ross songs released that I actually really enjoyed. I just can't get over his whole story about how he stole like his whole persona from the real like Freeway Rick Ross, like the real old, like the guy,
the Freeway,
like the name, like the dude that was like the real drug dealer and shit. That dude.
I didn't look into that.
I saw
newer to him.
I saw like a Vice thing about him, and he's like this older guy, and he called Rick Ross, and Rick Ross was like freaking out on the phone, like. Yeah, they have a Vice piece on it. Look it up. It's pretty funny. But yeah, he's always embroiled in some sort of controversy.
He came at Birdman, and I don't fucking like Birdman.
He's kind of a joke now. Ever since that "Put Some Respect on My Name."
Yeah,
there was lots of memes about Birdman last year.
That was crazy. But like, I mean, besides the fact that he's just as out of touch in some ways as Eminem.
They're kind of jaded and old and just out of touch,
and shit like that. And then Birdman has just proven himself over the years, like in his history, just to be a piece of shit, especially like with the whole Lil Wayne thing. But it was cool to see somebody on the level. It was cool to see Rick Ross, who's a huge name, just like publicly go after Rick. He's still, as of today, going like today he did something going after Birdman.
Really?
Like
they have a public beef?
Birdman's never responded to him. He says last time somebody asked him about it in an interview, he's like, I don't do that bitch shit. I ain't responding, no, like whatever. But he doesn't have anything to say to Rick Ross because, as far as I'm concerned, like Rick Ross is just being as real as it gets. Like, yo, pay this dude because he's just raping on him for not paying his like artist and shit like that.
Yeah, that's his thing though. That's what he got in trouble for was like not paying.
Yeah. And so today, I guess it was found out that Birdman's losing one of his mansions.
One of them.
Yeah, or something like that. And Rick Ross was like ripping on him, being like, yo, I'm gonna buy that just to park my cars at it. Yeah, like I ain't even gonna go in it. It's too small. Like just like clowning him or whatever, making fun of him for losing something. I don't know. I think it's funny. The whole culture and entertainment aspect of hip hop is hilarious.
But it's the same thing with like everybody that's famous. Like you could look at Birdman and you could look at what Britney Spears went through.
Yeah.
Like they both are losing their minds.
Yeah.
And fame did that to them.
Yeah.
Like Britney Spears might be okay today, but when she shaved her fucking hair off and fucking beat like a reporter with an umbrella, like that's like the level of meltdown people have. And it's just, I don't know, like, I don't, it's, if it was your boy, you'd feel bad. But,
oh, definitely.
But as, like, a person watching the news and you see that shit, or, like, watching, like, some, like, channel, you're like, oh, my God, this person's a fucking maniac. Yeah. And you just laugh at them.
Was the industry for Hollywood and just everything, we've always known to be fucked up.
Yeah.
Especially with all the... sexual everything coming out right now.
It's crazy.
Like, why have we all sat here knowing this for so long and now it's just popping? Like, did it take the internet? Like, it couldn't just be addressed, like, on a moral level of everything?
Well, the thing is, like, there was, like, I think women needed to get all the other women behind them, which sucks. Because you shouldn't have to get everybody behind you. You should be able to make those voices and make those complaints yourself. And they just started picking off some fucking high-end motherfuckers, and then that got everybody's attention. Those are the people of the year, the Time People of the Year. Yeah. The women, the Me Too, all the people that blew whistles on people. And, like, I'm down for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, as a man...
Just
like,
be a good fucking person.
Yeah, like, as a man... And like a young dude, like in my, like, growing up, like I've always respected women. I've definitely had some fucking instances with a hand-picked few women that like treated me like garbage, and in turn I treated them like garbage, and in turn I always like stuck to that role of like I'm not gonna back down, but like you get to a point where like you're just an adult and you're like, I don't need this bullshit anymore. But that's different than being a sexual predator, like groping women, raping women, and just being like a total, or like holding their position at their job above their head. Like that's some whole other shit. You know what I mean?
It's I feel like, you know, you're in the movie industry and you just become a fucking movie.
Yeah, it's really
like,
it's
what
weird,
the
man.
fuck? Did you hear that? There's more into it, but I recently read an article about the girl who played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
No, what's up? What happened?
Yo, she was like 16 or something, and she was like force fed pretty much, like that they just kept her on pills and alcohol the whole time. And everybody on set, except the Wicked Witch of the West, or whatever it was, except the Wicked Witch, hated her. They would like just like treat her like shit, while the witch would like stick up for her. But
there's all kinds of weird stories and documentaries about the filming of that whole thing with the dude hanging that killed himself on set, like, and it's like one of the most iconic movies ever made. Like,
and like my sister, it's just weird reading this shit, and then like remembering watching my sister like be so excited to watch it,
and you were like, oh.
Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, this guy's hanging right there. Like, is he really hanging? Like, I don't know. We'll never, those are secrets that have been hidden or, like, like, why are they even being said? Either way, there's something sketchy behind everything.
Do you like weird conspiracy shit?
I'm like, I enjoy, like, hearing it, but, like, I know when
you don't devote your life to it.
Not at all. Like, and frankly, I'm no hero. I don't care if the world's on fire most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, like, gonna take care of me and my own the best that I can. And just be like, you know, I've been through enough. I don't need to fucking go through more for everybody.
I get to a place where, you know, especially with, like, you know, the current political, like, climate in this country, and it's like, everybody's like, you gotta come together. You gotta do this. We gotta do that. And it's like, yeah. But then, like, are you going to put, like, work on the back burner so you can go do and fight this? Like, it's just, like, a fine line, and it's, like, how much influence do you have? Like, if I was fucking George Clooney, I'd be out there, fuck Trump, and I'd be, like, you know, doing my shit.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, like, I hold the views, but who, you know, like a guy like me or you, like, am I gonna like?
Everybody's like, oh, every vote counts.
It does. It does, but it's just like we all know. It's just like anything else that's fucking predestined or rigged. Like, all I know is we got 3 more years to fucking endure through this motherfucker, and I hope it goes all right. You know what I mean? And
at
like,
least 3.
At least 3. I just knocked on wood, but like it's just really it's fun. Like, you're younger than me. Okay, I'll be 40 next month.
You'll be 40?
I'll be 40 in like 2 weeks, dog.
What?
January 5th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Ben does not look 40.
Thank you. But it's just like, it's just, I think everybody is still so stunned.
I'm past the whole, like, I think we're still shaking our heads, but not stunned. We're just can't find a reason to stop shaking our heads.
Defeated.
There's a lot of defeated. Yo, I mean, it really now has drawn the line between, like, just, like, people who don't have money and people who have money. And, like, the people who have money, all the people I know who have money, nobody's made a single complaint about anything.
And that's what's fucked up. Because you know that they want to say something, but they're like, sitting pretty, why am I going to rock the boat?
It's not even that I think they want to say something. I think they kind of just are with it.
True.
I don't know any black people who have made money. None of my black friends that are sitting on money like that.
It's fucked up. It's like probably the most fucked up that this country has been since like segregation and shit like that. Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and to see some of the things that have like happened and what has and hasn't been addressed.
Yeah.
Is like, there's definitely, like, you know, you grew up the past 10 years, especially as an artist, hearing of like little things that aren't so little, but like stupid things that you don't want to consume your mind, such as like the fucking Illuminati or what's the like everything's run by like old white men, and like then shit like this starts happening.
And it's real.
And like you're just
it'll
like
kind of like shed some light on that.
like yo like really we really just like gonna let like you're really gonna not help Puerto Rico like you did Texas? Like, like what is going on? Like you're really just gonna like try to brush it off?
And it's like it's not even like at first it was like, okay, there's this huge racial divide, black and white. And then that shit happened and they were like, it ain't just that. He's cutting more people out. Like
part of it, if from the beginning before Trump was elected, there was this big debate on his whole like immigrant standpoint with the whole Syria thing going on.
Yeah.
And as a human, I could understand why you wouldn't want more humans in like an area. Like if you're talking about quote unquote focusing on rebuilding our country, why are we gonna like yada 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 other than to be a good person? So like break it down to that. Like I understood Trump on a level of like, yeah, okay, we can't focus on these people if we have to focus on ourselves. But then like he won, his travel ban got denied like 3 or 4 times or whatever, but like he still hasn't done anything for our country like that has like really happened in my head yet. I don't know this tax thing is gonna pass, but like it's gonna help the upper middle class.
That's what it looks like.
And like the rich excessively. Now today there was another loophole found that's gonna help people like Trump and estate owners. So like they're gonna make millions, save millions because they own estates all of a sudden now. But like again, like the people who have been complaining weren't rich. Unless if they just wanted to make more money. Like the people who have been complaining their whole fucking lives are poor. Like so I'm just like confused like on how like stupid people are.
It's kind of disappointing, isn't it?
Like I know so many smart fucking people.
Same.
I know a couple dumb ones, and they're still my friends.
Yeah.
But like I won't even tell them they're dumb or anything. Because,
I know
like,
some dumb people, and they didn't fucking vote for Trump.
Yeah, that too.
You know, they're just like some people just don't like. Up until a couple years ago, I didn't hold a level of like caring about the political system until like shit started happening that affected me.
To the last year of Obama, really. I mean, like it really started affecting me after that.
And then you
when Obamacare started, then I started paying attention because I was like what 23 or something. And then I was like, all right, what the fuck? What's going on in my life right now?
For years, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a convicted felon. Like, I'll listen to those issues. I'm an ex-drug addict. You're an addict for life. So, and all the mental health shit, I started listening to those issues. A student with over $100,000 fucking debt and student loans. When all those topics started coming out, I was listening to that. And those 3 things kind of like forced me to start listening to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I don't listen to anything in my car other than NPR.
Yeah, I listen to NPR a lot.
Just so I know what the fuck is going on. But I'll tell you what though, I only turned my radio back on like last week. The whole month, dude, I was just bummed because every day it was something, and I never wanted to be one of those people that shied away from listening to the news. Like you know those people like there's nothing good ever happening.
Yeah, and I hate hearing that because it's like nobody said it was supposed to be good.
No.
But like you're supposed to be aware at least, so like
that's why I hit a point like probably like I don't know, like 6-7 years ago where I was like I need to know. I need to know. I'm a professional now.
Yeah.
So I need to know. You know what I mean? Like I can't do the job I do and just be aloof to the fucking ways of the world. Like I need to know what the fuck is going on. And it's just like it's so negative. It's so negative.
It's really filled with like.
And they say people's mental health is just fucking getting worse. People are depressed over this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm highly I'm a overall depressed person in general, but I'm highly sensitive to like other people's emotions and shit. I think we all are if we're on that scale of things. And I definitely ever since this whole election thing really like we saw it coming, and then it really happened. and you like, especially being friends with like people who were so passionate against it, and like you turn the fucking news on every day, and it's one person defending and one person arguing. Like, I don't remember it, maybe because I wasn't watching the news back when Obama was really winning. Like, everybody flipped out that I knew happy.
Yeah.
You know, and like every victory was like, yeah, and then like moved on to another victory type shit. But like now it's just like every time I turn the news on, it's something insane that like, how is this being talked about with the most powerful man in the world? Like,
yeah.
Why are we talking about
there's some things
this dude like tweeting about like nicknames for a fucking dictator, or like this dude defending himself trying to win an election after supposedly touching children? Like, what is, like, are you it's okay like that this is the news?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it happened or not. This is the news.
Yeah, it's like a nightmare.
And it's
the whole fucking pipeline thing.
Yeah,
bummed me out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Us being the only country that's not in the fucking climate accord bummed me out.
Doesn't make sense. As just like
Puerto Rico,
the whole country
bummed me out. What else? What else were some low points? The pipeline, Puerto Rico, the whole Syria. Like, everybody can have their views on immigration, and I get it. Country has to fend for itself and do what it's got to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people, you know, like, let's like regulate the amount of people who are coming in here.
Yeah.
But when you start regulating and picking and choosing, we don't want them, but we'll take them. We don't want them, but we'll take them. And then you throw the whole Islamophobia thing in it. And a friend of mine put this really, really real to me one day. Like, okay, they think we have people coming in that are like, you know, Muslims that are radical, and they're gonna do some shit. And then there's Muslim people that are just want to live their motherfucking life and get away from that shit that they had to escape in their country. And I'm all for that. You know what I mean? And it just gets really dicey when people start to pick and choose, and then the Islamophobia creeps in, and it's okay, fuck all of them. You know, but then certain people you talk to will have a history of what happened. Okay, you could talk to somebody like that's super in the know, super PC, super peaceful, super left, super you know, liberal. Like, let them do what they want. Let's be humans about it. Let them in. But then you'll have somebody that's just like that. However, they might have had a family member or somebody that was like killed in like some terrorist attack. And one of my friends told me one day, he was like, how you gonna, he's like, he told me, I forget what he said. He goes, you can't tell me who to hate. And on a level, like, after knowing that, like, oh shit, he might be thinking about this because something happened to his family. I really can't. Like, I know what racist means, but when you're dealing with something like that on a complex level, like, that's how you feel. Like, I know how I feel. It just comes down to, like, I know a racist motherfucker when I see it, and I don't like that shit, and I do my best to stomp that out. But as far as all that other shit, like, politically, you can't tell anybody how to fucking think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when it gets fucking hard, because how are you going to tell a whole nation how to think?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I mean, how you do it is you feed into the one side. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Like, you just feed, and that's what's going on. Like,
and then you get a bunch of people speaking. You know what, like, the echo chamber thing is? Like, a bunch of people, like, say you got a bunch of fucking white motherfuckers, racists over here, but they're only talking to each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that just makes that fucking bubble grow and grow and grow. And then, boom, like, then
it's
you
like
have,
going to a Trump rally, and, like, everybody's just like, yeah!
And they're all only about that.
Yeah.
There's not one person there giving a couple other ideas.
No. Yeah, and they're just like, no, fuck that.
This shit this shit wasn't going, bro. When I was
really
in high school, like, we didn't have these problems. Like, the amount of problems we had in the 90s when I was like graduating high school was just like,
yeah, the 90s were kick-ass.
There was nothing really happening until 9/11.
You know, I was fucking like 10 by the end of them, but like, as far as I can remember, like, the 90s were just so chill. The internet fucked everything up.
the internet did fuck everything up.
Fucked. And like here we are.
And then
thanks
we
to the internet.
adapted and we started using it correctly, and now it's about to all blow up in our face.
The internet, yeah. I mean,
Like, the internet is a fucking powerful and useful tool. However, it's just like anything else. You could use it for good and you could use it for evil.
I think there needs to be. This is now I'm far left, and I try to stay like away from the left and right thing and just be myself. And like sometimes I'll side with the right on things.
You ask me a certain topic and I'll tell you how exactly I feel, and sometimes it's not all left.
Yeah,
but
sometimes I'm just like, nah, fuck it, lock them up, or like whatever. Like, you know what, we're bad for business, stop it.
Yeah,
like, shit like that. Like, I look at life like I work with like people that are really successful and rich.
Yep.
And the way they got there is just being cold. And I've also been a cold dude. Like, my mom was she went to jail for drinking. And driving a couple times, and like I've been cold to the point where like I'll let you sit in the year.
You got to be like that.
Talking to me for like a year, and like
sometimes you just got to do that.
And and like that's like breaking it down simply, but like I understand like if you're trying to make millions of dollars, it's a yes or no answer most of the time. And so other than that, but where was I going with this? I try to just be in the middle.
Talking about like not being right or left. Like I'm all about humans. Like I'm all about human rights. I'm all about race relations. Like I like everybody. If I have a certain like, I'm always been one of those people that'll give everybody a chance until they do something wrong. But that's an individual person. People are making judgments on full races about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Crazy. Like you okay, I got a black friend. I got a black friend. I got this black friend. Then you meet this one black dude that pisses you off and you're like, fuck black people. And it just doesn't work like that. It's like you can't be like that. You know what I mean? You can hate that one black motherfucker for what he did to you personally, but you can't go and start hating the whole African American race off of what one person did, and that happens a lot. You know what I mean? And it goes the same way for like, you know, black people and hating white people. You know what I mean? And it's gotten to a point.
This goes to like even the other side, like that speaks on rich people. You can't be left and hate all rich people, because like
we know some cool ass rich people.
Rich people I know are humble as fuck. I looked better at my business party than I dressed better than like the owner. Like
that picture you posted?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, that picture, like he was in a flannel. Like, and I was out here with my girlfriend in a dress and I'm in a fucking suit.
It's the same thing, dude.
And
I know some people that have money, that are humble, that spread their wealth around, that want to help people, and we know some rich people that will never show us the time of day.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna say this real quick. This is like a little like advertisement of sorts.
Do it. Plug some shit.
My boss, the company I work for is Northeast Scientific. They are a medical reprocessing company.
What do they do?
We reprocess vein catheters. So
I was gonna say, you guys like recycle like.
So we take the catheters that I forgot what the company is, but they like used to be like you use them once, throw them away.
Yeah.
These guys developed a process to
sterilize.
Yeah, sterilize and all that shit. You get up to like 3 uses out of each one, sell them back half price, and they work perfectly fine. We test them hardcore and everything. But they have, which I've done some video work for recently, the this charity that hopefully in the next year really takes off, called World Pace. And what they do is they take World Pace pacemakers. They take pacemakers, and they are the only company to figure out a way to reprocess them, and they're only company in the world with the permit to sell them back or to just reprocess them, and then we give them to third world countries for free.
That's cool.
And so
that's very cool.
Yeah, so they have like a whole thing of doctors that take these pacemakers and they put them in patients that are willing to accept the pacemaker, because third world countries are crazy. Like sometimes like they have this whole religion aspect where they like, don't touch me, don't touch my heart. But like
they did. It's different,
and it's also like, but it's also important that like sometimes these families survive no matter the age, because like you become a recluse if you don't have family. And so like freaking. You could have like a 70-year-old man who's dying, and in America we'd be like, oh, whatever, you're 70. But to them, like, that 70-year-old man, if that person dies, the family under them
is gonna go too.
Is gonna like be ridiculed for the rest of their life, type shit. And so it's like really important. So they have a worldpace.org. It's 501c3 charity. Should hear a lot about that. We're in the works of trying to get some like big names to endorse it and stuff like that.
Let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
If you guys ever do a fundraiser or anything, let me know.
Yeah.
I love shit like that.
Yeah,
That's cool to me.
See, those are my bosses. Those are the people I work for. They don't need to do that. They really don't care, like, in a sense of, like, they have everything they wanted already, but they just choose to, like, do good things. I work for good people.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that sounds awesome.
it's like...
That's a perfect example of what we were just talking about.
Yeah, like, now that is somebody doing something good for the world that they didn't need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Totally.
Like, and they're rich, and they're, like, humble, and they're cool. You know, that's it.
Yo, bro, we went an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh man, we did it. Yo, real quick,
You can do whatever you want. We ain't got to end.
Album, metal albums this year.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know how many you listen to. I don't know how many I listen to. I'm sure you listen to a lot, but at least let's just like name the last few that are most memorable. Maybe not even this year. Maybe just metal albums in general.
Well, I've been listening to all the new Watain singles that just came out. Do you know about them?
No.
It's like Swedish black metal.
You're into black metal. You're big into black metal.
I'm big into black metal.
Like, you talking about melodic black metal? Like,
dude, I like all black. I like atmospheric. I like melodic. I like depressive, suicidal black metal.
Yeah.
I like paganistic black metal. The only black metal I don't fuck with is National Socialist black metal, because National Socialist
like
black
white
metal,
nationalists.
they sympathize with the Nazis. Anybody after that, I'm game. But like, if you ever see like White Werewolf Records or some shit, know that you're about to listen to some racist shit.
Yeah, shit. White Werewolf Records. Hold up. So I'm sure you're aware of Code Orange.
Yep, those dudes are good.
And you're aware they're nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
What do you think about that album, though? Did you listen to it?
I listened to it front to back one time, just when it came out, and it didn't irritate me. It did make my head bob, you know what I mean? Like, that level of like angry music is just like, it's not beneath me right now. It's just like, I'm very weird. Like, I'm very polar. If I'm not listening to like the most blast beat crazy black metal, I'm listening to like youth crew hardcore, like Youth of Today, and like stuff that's really positive, like fucking high fives and stage dives.
Definitely
shit.
is a dark album.
Yeah, they're
a dark band.
They're a darker band, like, but like I respect them, and they're always touring with friends of mine, so like they got to be doing something right.
Yeah, I think I wasn't surprised that they were nominated for Grammy. In the sense of aesthetic, like, it just makes sense, as the culture of metal is so almost stale. It was almost so stale, feeling like you just know, like, if you're a metalhead, what to do.
Yep.
And then this band popped off their last album, I Am King or whatever, distributed by Death Wish, I think. Once you got the Jake Bannon cosign, I'm like, like, it's cool. And
he don't fucking deal with any garbage.
So when I checked it out, I was like, oh, these guys are interesting. It's not complicated. It's experimental. It's a 3-piece, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think drummer's a vocalist. They're all vocalists. Bass player and guitarist. Bald dude, girl, drummer. Maybe they got a fourth person now. I don't know, but like, I thought it was just cool, the whole thing, their whole like cult feel. I heard they might have some white nationalist type lyrics in there sometimes.
Code Orange?
Yeah. Maybe. I read that on some other page, like they're supposedly got some like...
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
But besides that... I hope it's not true, because I really fuck with you guys, but your guitarist or whoever the big bald dude is could definitely fit that. Like, and I fuck with you too.
We'll have to do some research.
Gonna have to, but
You listen to the Converge album, The Dusk in Us?
The Dusk in Us. If you're gonna put Code Orange on Rolling Stone top 50 lists, albums of the year,
you better put that fucking album up there.
And you're gonna put Taylor Swift's album that came out 2 weeks before your list. how are you gonna ignore Converge making their 9th album like one of your strongest albums as well? Like, if you're a fan of You Fail Me, if you're a fan of Jane Doe, and if you're a fan of All We Love We Leave Behind, like, there is something for you here.
Those dudes have been making music, I think, a couple years longer than Hatebreed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 26.
1996, I think they released their first
yeah, those
weird
dudes have
little
been
album.
those dudes have been making music since I've been going to hardcore shows, and it's about that time, like 95, 96. And I've known all of those guys for years.
Yeah.
And none of those dudes, like, everything those dudes touch is gold. Like, those are some real musicians.
Yeah.
Very, like, real people,
Yeah.
real musicians, like, real artists at their craft.
And it's
like,
crazy.
and those are dudes that when they you know, when a band will just keep pumping out records, and they just start to, like, suck.
Mm-hmm.
They will never do
Nah.
that. That's not that type of band.
No.
All those dudes are too smart.
You could feel it. You could
Yeah.
see it in the way they just stand on stage, like the way they just like hold their instruments. They
They-
hold them in a different light. They're just like,
They love what they do.
yeah,
You
and
know
they
what I mean?
like they
not
love
fucking,
themselves. I think enough to like.
They're not putting
No.
on a show. They're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes walk up on stage and they have like this way that they think they have to act and
Yeah.
look for the
Yeah.
crowd. These dudes don't give a fuck. They've made their fucking whole life off of just blasting music out and not giving a fuck what anybody ever
Yep.
thought. And that's what makes them so attractive.
Yeah,
I fucking love those
and
guys.
that's why I'm mad to see Code Orange on the top 50 Rolling Stone, but not Converge, because I like that album, Dusking Us, way more than Code
Mm-hmm.
Orange's. I think Code Orange's was progressive enough to be important, and I think it was
I
important.
gotta look back through my Spotify like library and see what else I've been playing this year.
You know, I bring this band up a lot because they're a huge influence of me musically and personality-wise. Fear Before the March of Flames.
I've never heard of that.
What?
I'm sorry,
What?
dude.
They
I
broke up like years ago, but like, come on, like they were on that whole like like, dude, like they're one of the. They had this album called Art Damage, and like I bought it because it said for fans of Converge on a sticker type shit. And so
Okay.
I bought it, and I was like, this isn't Converge, but I can see why you say that. And like, they had this guitarist and a vocalist who did this like just sing back and forth to each other type thing throughout all their albums. And over their albums, they're one of those bands where you could say maybe they started sucking towards the end, but I still enjoyed it. But they just, it more or less seemed like they were just finding themselves every album. And I just wish they would come back. Daughters, glad to see this whole year they played shows, I think.
Yeah.
Again, I missed
We were talking
going
about
to
them a
one.
couple episodes again. Hey, please tell me you've heard of Hunt the Dinosaur.
No.
Come on, I'm
What
gonna
is
send
that?
you. It's not. You're gonna laugh. It's just
Yeah.
like it's funny. But like as far as listening to, there's a new Wind Hand single. Do you like doom metal, like stoner?
What's doom metal?
It's kind of like doom metal would be like.
Like, I know the name
It's not
of it, but-
fast.
Yeah.
Think of like dudes.
Like ISIS?
No, think of like a bunch of dudes sitting around in 2017 smoking pot, trying to make music that was as cool as Black Sabbath. That's doom metal.
I mean, that sounds stupid for anybody in 2017 trying to make something like that, because it sounds like a bunch of kids that don't.
well, just think of like that genre. If Black Sabbath were still today, that's
What's that
like
fucking
doom.
band? What's
That's
it?
like
Colossus.
it's think of more like gritty.
Gritty.
I'm gonna send you some shit.
Okay.
I gotta show you some shit. I've been listening to. There's two bands I really like. Void Omina and Mare Cognitum.
Void Amenra?
No, not Amin Ra. Omina.
Okay, Amenra.
They're just two super fast fucking like atmospheric like galaxy out in the fucking like cosmos black metal
Okay,
bands.
okay.
Yeah, they fucking rip, dude. I listen to that shit when I'm fucking doing the dishes and shit.
That's funny. Like,
And I got all the Desmatic singles on my fucking thing. That was the one day.
You deep in this.
That was the one day I wanted to listen to hip hop.
That's crazy.
All right, man. Well, fucking. You want to shout anybody out? Say hi to anybody? Fucking. You got any events coming up you want anybody to know about? Anything? Say hi to your mom.
Just Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas from Mike to
I don't even celebrate
Mike,
it like that. But
happy holidays, then.
Happy
You just want people to be
holidays.
happy around this area or around this time of the year.
Be better than a pile of protoplasm.
Yo, happy holidays from Ben Grimm and Mike Detelj.
Peace.
Peace.
User. Shout out JG. USP. The Dalai Lama. Hey.
Your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, do you think I don't see you? Hey, fuck it, yeah. Fuck it, I see you. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, hey, fuck it, I see you. Hey, fuck it, I see you.
Click, clack. I know too many fakes now. Too many circles filled up with the snakes now. Too many friends, bitches that break down. Too much emotion. Fuck out my face now. And I don't do problems, let's ass up and face down. I don't fuck singers unless they are great now. Oh, the pussy tastes great now. Oh, like pussy and steak now. Ay, you a fucking lie.
Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, hey, fuck it, I see you. Hey, fuck it, I see you. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, do you think I don't see you? Hey, fuck it, I see you.
Everyone think they the greatest. Everyone out here thinking they artists. I don't converse with people not worth it. You're a cup full of juice, my brain's still a garden. Couple dead friends, it's a sign you should stop it. A couple dead friends, that's money in my pocket. Her back to the wall, legs up and she drop it. I switch up my girls, you switching up the topic. Shout out to the ones who turn into my enemy. I put food in your mouth, well that really wasn't anything. My roof in that house, no it really wasn't anything. Fuck friends, fuck family, money over everything. Ayy, play this at my funeral. Ayy, kept the line short, had to keep it beautiful. Ayy, tell mama she the greatest. Tell Duff no plus ones, don't let the fake in.
Cause your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, do you think I don't see you? Hey, fuck it, I see you. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Your whole life is a fucking lie. Like, hey, fuck it, I